Because that's what you call me.
Let's go early.
Yeah.
Let's
30 whole seconds. We're early, guys.
hi. Hi, we did it. We did it. We did something early and on time.
We did.
And a fine Memorial Day weekend to all of you, crew. What is happening? How are
Yeah.
you all? Where are y'all at? What are you doing this weekend? We're gonna get into some crypto related topics, but we want to hear about all of that, and we want you to share with each other as always. Dad, how are you today?
Fine and dandy. Like most Sundays, I have the barbecue. I have the smoker going. I have
Mm-hmm.
a whole hog in the smoker.
Oh,
So my eyes are probably torched. I've been dealing with that all morning. I got a crack at there wasn't even light yet. So yeah, I got some people, another couple coming over, and we're gonna have some lovely like luau type, pork action going on around here. Yeah. Yep.
nice.
Yeah. We don't
Most
kid. We
excellent.
don't kid when it comes to pork. No.
No, no, don't
No.
play around.
No. Why would you? Why would you do that? How about you, Brent? How's your weekend looking?
Good. I've got 2 days off, and as I told my dad, I needed it desperately. I was getting frosty there.
Mhm.
I was working like I worked 3 jobs in the same day this week, so I'm that guy right now. But it's good. It's I'm a better human being when I'm busy, and and
Yeah.
then in my free time, I kind of turn the mind on, and it's on that place where I was at in Florida, Dad, where it was like, in between working, I would go to the coffee shop and study crypto,
Right.
then
Right.
and then I'd go to the beach, and then I'd, relax, and then, and you do it all over again. And
Yeah.
it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's so I'm doing good. And
Good.
thanks for the shout out, G Stacks. Let's run it up. Let's let's go.
Yeah, we got a little whoop from Money Paradise in the house.
Hmm.
Lucid States, man, that's a cool name. Like it.
Lucid States. What's up, Slave?
Slaves in the house. Yep.
Patrick, welcome.
Bacon and ground beef. Yes. I approve of both of those. I prefer crickets, but it's hard to get them. So I I have to settle for bacon and smoked pulled pork.
Yeah.
And I know it's a sacrifice, but
Yeah, we prefer cat food under a pilot stove inside of our bunker, but
right.
Costco's actually got us on a wanted
Yeah.
list, so we can
Yeah.
only buy a certain quantity of that at a time. But when
Yeah. And
but when we stockpile up again, we'll invite you all over.
clean cleaning and uncleaning my guns and cartridges and mastering my use of a ham radio is what I typically spend my weekends doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
wrong with it.
no, no,
No.
and it's good to be prepared. But yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Uh,
We got the giggles today, man. I love it.
I know. Yeah, it is good. No bugs in the house. No, no, we don't do bugs, Becky. Becky, I read up somewhere up there you're in bed. What's the matter with you, girl? It's got to be a lovely day up there in Montana, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Uh,
Hey Lisa, hey Bullish Choices from Houston. Welcome.
nice name. Love
Yeah,
that.
Bullish Choices. So good. We got our secret weapon in the house. What's up, Northern?
Yep. Yeah, he is the secret weapon.
My guy, I love our chats, man.
You call
Really
him
love it.
secret. That's what you call him.
I love my chats with Sean this week. And Cody, man, that's the cool thing about the crew is you do find those friends, you know. It's why
Yep.
we were telling you all to even bother making the journey to Vegas, you know, if you could, it's to connect with these people. And not even just Alan and I, you know, it's about connecting with each other. And when you do, you realize how much you have in common. And and the stuff that you don't have in common just adds to your, you know, to your repertoire, to your life.
Mhm.
You know, I wouldn't want any of you to be like me. And I appreciate that you're like you. Sean and I were talking about one last night. You know, he's talking about like how much hope he's had lately, and which is such a cool thing. And you know, I'm like, hope floats really well. Hope is buoyant. You know, you could float a lot of crap on hope, a lot of crap, you know, out in the ocean, but it's a crazy ocean. And so I think like the point he got to was it's all about the educated hope versus the blind faith. And I couldn't agree more. Um, this is that time where, you know, there's so much good news coming out. It feels like exponential to all of us. You know, like the politicians are talking about it, and, you know, our favorite crypto companies are talking about it and making moves. And the more we dig down, the more it's like, wow, they said what? Um,
Yeah.
but like, you know, in that spectrum of hopium, don't listen to what Alan and I are telling you. Don't listen to what anybody else is telling you. Um, you know, this is a an ideas. This is a round table for us to put ideas out, and if you're into it, go research it, go learn about it, go to the coffee shop and study the crypto. Um, or other things that we discuss. It's so important to do that for yourself, because as my dad always says, if you don't have skin in the game, you're not going to want to play. You're just not going to want to be involved in it. You're not going to be interested in it. So it's about more than even just buying it. It's about understanding what's going on. And when you do understand what's going on, then you can actually walk through your day confident that it's going to manifest and it's going to happen. Um, and I talk about that a lot with my dad and now with Sean. And I thought Sean just nailed that. So shout out to you, brother. Um, Want to make sure and tell the crypto sermon on Sunday.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think, Dad? Where are you at? What are you excited about in the space right now? What are you interested in studying, I guess?
All of it. I mean, I'm in the space specifically.
Mhm.
Um, I really like looking at the way the governments, politicians, and laws are being adopted right now because they're really important for our future, you know, and you got to read through them. I read through uh the bill last week, okay, which was what 121, right? And I really read through that. So I haven't really read through the kit one yet or the tick one yet. So I I just heard little brief parts about it, but one thing I'm really into is, as you guys know, I like to look at where the ball's going, and I like to think about how it's going to get us there, and who's going to get us there. So I'm looking at the strategic moving parts of like BRICS, US, banking, governments, who's buying what, how much Bitcoin are they buying, how much crypto are they buying, how many banks are doing custodial. So that kind of thing tells me a lot about where everything's moving. But in
Mhm.
the space, believe it or not, what I'm really sort of trying to get into, well, I was talked about it last week, is I'm trying to figure out what um, taproot really means to Bitcoin. That's
Hmm.
kind of I'm spending more time doing that. I've also been playing around a lot more with NFTs, believe it or not. I really feel like in this next bull run, they're going to be something that's just going to, like, meme coins are going to rip people's face off. Like, profits are just going to be absolutely absurd in some of these things.
Hmm.
But like, almost like staking a claim in a piece of real estate, like I talked about in my last video about owning Boardwalk. There's certain things that you can only ET or NFT once because they're that big. You know what I mean? The Mona Lisa, you can only do it once, right? Or whatever.
Mm.
So trying to figure out who those are and what they are, and that's been really kind of fun. I I try not to bury myself in just 5 coins. I'm trying to stay open and really get into a bunch of stuff. Our
Yeah.
buddy Sean and I had a conversation this morning, which was really kind of neat. And he hit me with something that's in this latest bill that I hadn't heard. And it stuck with me. I was like, well, wait a minute here now. That's interesting. You can't spend over 10% of your income on crypto is in that last bill. And I was thinking to myself, holy smokes, people, you better start buying quick because 10% of your income. But but what does that always tell us, right? Do you remember when I tell the story all the time, and it's so important.
Hmm.
When I knew crypto was going to be successful was in 2000 and early in 2017. They said that you couldn't buy crypto with credit cards.
Right.
This gives me that same feeling. So we'll
Hmm.
stop and think about it. It's like you can only buy 10% of your net worth or your income value. Other than that, you're a degenerate or it's against the rules. We can't allow you to buy more than that. Like, that's actually written, and I haven't read it, but that's what he told me. And I thought, you know what that says, right? Like, buy.
Why?
That
Yeah.
that means that they're really concerned that everybody's going to buy crypto instead of stocks. That's what that tells me.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude.
So there you go.
I
Yeah.
keep looking at it, Dad, and it's like, what? It's a scary thing about the dollar, and I don't say that lightly because a lot of other countries and a lot of other people in the crew, their currencies have it a lot worse, and it's just
Right.
a lot worse. And where I'm concerned for the dollar is globally. That's how I understand it now. That's all of the education that I've done. It's like, okay, what happened to the dollar in 44? Bretton Woods. The world basically agreed to back and buy gold. So
Mhm.
then you've got, this last 80 years or whatever, where, that has just slowly and slowly and slowly deteriorated. And we've printed and printed and printed. And now we've got a huge problem, because a lot of the other countries in the world, see the dollar as valuable. And so when crypto go up, when crypto go boom,
Yeah.
you know, does that, I guess this is a question for you, Dad. Does that add to the strength of it? And we talk about it a lot with stable coins where we think stable coins can add to the strength of it. But crypto go boom with what you just said, it's like who would want to buy a stock when you don't understand how many there are? Just the
Yeah.
fundamental principles of what crypto is. You
Hmm.
look at you look at these other instruments and you're like, dude, I don't
Yeah.
want that. I
No.
don't I haven't bought stock in my adult life. I don't want it.
Yeah.
So
I I I have to do a shout out. God, it's terrible. I can't remember the other guy's name, but Raoul Paul did a video this week, and I watched it,
Mhm.
and I watched the entire 2 hours of it.
Nice.
First, I listened to half of it and I went, "Oh, they're going over charts. I need to get off my headset and I need to watch this thing." Um, it's everything. It was like reading my playbook. I was just like, "Wow, yeah, yeah, yeah." Like that's the way I see this thing, and I was like, "Yeah, see, that's what I've been talking." And it just that confirmation you get. Like we have so much hope. And then somebody who's really freaking smart and has been around the block comes up and says basically what you've been saying about we're not going into a recession, we're not going into a tailspin. You know, you know how I always talk about like every chart looks like
Mhm.
this, right, guys? It looks like that.
Yeah.
Well, every economist out there always points out when it's at the bottom, and they see, look here, we're at the bottom right here, and it's going to go there. And they never show you the last 50 things that what did it do when it hit the bottom? It turned around and went up the other way, didn't it?
Mhm.
Every single time. And I know what they're saying. I think we've already had our crash, is what I'm telling everybody. I think it's already happened. It's been a slow motion train wreck. People have lost a lot of jobs and people are behind on their credit cards and all those things. And then he comes out with this 2 hour special about exactly that. And I'm like, dude, that's what I meant to say. And he's just so eloquent and he puts it so perfectly. And
Mhm.
the man has really discovered something. And I almost sent it to you, Brent, but I knew
Yeah, I'll
you're
look at
working.
it. I
It's,
can't wait to
it's at
watch it.
least 2 hours. I want to call it, I think he called it like a mastermind. Somebody should put it in a link in here. It was brilliant work. And what it really reminded me of is the money cycle. Okay, we're on a business cycle. Now, I always thought the business cycle was 7 years. He said it's 4 years, whatever. But there has always been a business cycle. And what
Mhm.
that means is basically everybody booms in business until everybody has bought all the goods they need. And then it slows down because everybody already has a new barbecue or a new car or new TV or new
Right.
whatever it is you need, right? So
Mhm.
then it declines again naturally because until the things start to wear out again, you don't need to replace those things, you know, and
Right.
everything is in a business cycle that way. So anyway, he really put it in the charts and graphs, and he essentially said what you and I have been saying, everybody in this chat's been saying, just buy crypto. Don't F this up. Don't be the smart guy. Don't try and nail the bottoms and oh, I think Bitcoin's gonna go to 20,000 and then I'll buy it. No, man, maybe it does. Just buy more when that happens. But don't don't F this thing up. It's brilliant what he was saying. And I used
Yeah.
to listen to him a lot and I guess I should watch him more often.
Mhm.
It was so good and so well put together. And I thought it was so comprehensive on how he talked about the money flow and like we're always talking about on this channel, liquidity. Liquidity is coming back to the market. They turned the tap off, not really, because Janet Yellen never turned the tap off. Jay Powell did. Yellen never really did. Well, now they're both going to turn the tap back on here fairly soon. And what they did first was they turned it on in China first. They were like, oh, let's turn that one on. And if you noticed, Janet went to Japan 2 weeks ago. I did a video in our Patreon about that. She went over to Japan and turned the tap on. Why are they doing that? They're doing that so that those countries don't sell our treasury bonds. They gave them cash. They said, listen, man, okay, we're going to pump this thing again. Don't lose the plot.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
here comes the cash, guys. And between now and I think he was talking about between now and December of 25 is the next business bull cycle and liquidity cycle. Yeah. Which is exactly what my Goldman Sachs guy has been telling me for, I don't know, a year. He said, it's going to be a soft landing. I'm like, really, man? Are you sure? And it's like, yeah, soft landing. Now, does that mean that there can't be a crash? No, it doesn't mean that. If you get World War or whatever, I mean, there's black swan events. That's why they're called black swans. They're rare. You don't know. You can't predict them. But I
Yeah.
don't think so. Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah.
called real vision. Yeah.
Yeah. There's too much onboarding. There's just too much onboarding. The more you
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
it, it's just like, they're really going to let that fail.
Yeah.
Now, again, go and get educated and try to look big picture, because at some point, yes, at some point, rug pull, always, always.
Yeah.
And like, as much as I think this cycle is going to be different, Dad, because of what we talk about, like it's grown legs. It's going to get that much more adoption. It's going to be used that much more in the banking systems and governments, and especially in corporations. Like, there's still corrections. There's still points at which
Yeah.
people will not buy it anymore. And it will not be advantageous for these corporations and governments and banks to buy it at said price.
That's right.
No,
Yeah.
we shake them down, and then it drops all the way back down, and then we buy it there once the people have sold it.
Yeah.
So awareness, awareness about where we've come from and how we've done it, and this is one of those things, I think. Yeah, like you and Rao are saying, yeah, have it, but I'm at the point now, it's like, do I even want to sell it at all? Like, do I just try to hold, what I can for as long as I can? But I don't have a giant bag. And so I think a lot of my, yeah, you're going to ride the roller coaster doing that, but I, to me, it's the long term. It's all the long term now. It's,
Right. Yep.
it's getting in on Bitcoin and Ethereum 10 years ago, some of this stuff. And it's going to be huge. It's just going to be huge. The money
It's
that's
and
going to this.
it's not even like maybe anymore. I know probably everybody in this chat saw my video last week, or the other day, Friday. It's not a maybe anymore. This is done deal, guys. Now, what's going to happen now is all the laws are going to be created. All the laws will be in favor of crypto, but they will try and slow them down, sort of like the 10% rule. Yeah, good luck for that. But how are you going to regulate what's 10% of somebody's income? I mean, just the whole thing's absurd.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just really a matter of them claiming to have control over your life, and then them telling you that they do, and then a lot of people believing it. Is that exactly what that term is right there? That's what they do. Hey, you can only buy 10% of this thing. That's it. Okay, okie doke. All right. Yes, sir. I got it. No, why would you listen to that? Like that, like run out and buy all you can before the damn thing passes is what you do. Or if you're into that law thing. But yeah.
And spend your free time learning how to circumnavigate around it afterwards.
Right. Yeah. And Lee Brown brings up a brilliant.
And so many people are so brilliant at that, Dad. Like with tax law and with, all these different things. It's like, well, it's understood because they don't teach you any of this in schools, that this is the way that you do things. And so we all just keep doing those things. And then you learn about it and you're like, wow, I didn't really even need to do that.
No. Yeah. COVID comes to mind. Hoofty, I was expecting a bigger fight too, but the fight's over. The fight's over, man. That's done. They're going to now try and curtail the sheep. They don't want the sheep jumping in and going mad, because that'll just blow Wall Street out of the water. I mean, who's going to buy their I don't know, what are they, S&P 500? I mean, really? Who's going to buy that stuff when crypto's going up 10 and 20% a week? Like nobody. They know that. So
Yeah.
they're going to try and now the laws isn't going to be about banning crypto. It's going to be about, well, which ones and this and that.
Mhm.
And I have a, speaking of rants, I need to go on one here. Okay. The, something crossed my mind the other day. And as soon as I did the video and I pushed, okay, I'm done. All right. The damn thing's 20 minutes long. I need to do a different one. But what came to my mind was so important because when you look at what that video was about, which was basically lobbyists, companies, corporations, government agencies, nation to nation are going to start competing over who's going to allow these, who's going to profit from these markets. I did a video a year ago or more talking about how the UK had this time. Japan, Hong Kong had this time to get out ahead of Wall Street. And they really kind of screwed around and they did pretty good, better than, some countries, but they really had that time to get out ahead of the US before it got its act together. Well, now the US is getting its act together on a legal basis with Wall Street, with the banking system, with the politicians. Look out, because they will steamroll these markets, because most people in America are the biggest part of the crypto purchasers, right? So which is kind of what the video was about. But as soon as I shut the record off, it hit me. I was like, oh my God, that's not really what I even wanted to talk about. What I really wanted to talk about was, now we have to be careful, guys. Okay. So I'm going to do a video about this week, but I'm going to get into more detail there. But we have to be careful because I don't know, there's 55 million coins now, right? But what's coming now is lamestream media, government agencies are going to start going, oh, well, did you pay the piper? Did you pay the entry fee? Did you have you, Mr. Gensler needs a new yacht. Like, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is now is the cream's going to rise to the top, or should I say the bribes are going to rise to the top. That's what's about to occur now. So the coins that you start to see on the evening news, or the ones that are going to be the ones that get the most lobbyists, the ones that are in the back pocket of all the politicians. All you need to do is, when you look at, like, I'm a big fan of Toyota trucks, right? But I understand that when a new modeled year comes out, there's YouTubers that, oh, it's perfect, it's great, you go run out and buy one. And then there's other channels that are like, oh, no, wait a minute, man, don't buy the first year. You don't do that. And then you look back and you're like, there's these 5 channels that are really, really popular because they're in Toyota's back pocket. Toyota's paying these people to talk about their trucks, right? I'm not trying to be cynical. I'm just trying to say that the money is going to go directly to the people who are paying the politicians and who are paying the media to talk about their coins. Brent, you and I know, we get offers in our emails all the time. Hey, I'll give you a whole Ethereum if you just talk for 60 seconds about my coin, about my project, about my thing. Like, $4,000 the guy wants to give me to talk about his projects. And I know they're scams. Why would I do that? I'm not going to sell that to you guys. But that's what's coming next. And that's why I want everybody to get a good, clear, strong whiff of what you know and what you own right now, because it's going to change. The number 20 coin and the number 50 coin is going to go racing up to the top. And you're going to go, well, how'd that happen? What happened there? Like, what's their code all about? They're not even that good. They don't even have a social following. They're not all the fundamentals that you and I know that build a crypto coin to being the foundation, which they are. So
they're new and popular.
That's right. So I didn't mean to go on too big of a rant, but I really want you guys to get that. Like, It's a new world coming. The war is over. Now they're going to start bribing people. And, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
who bought half of America, including the current presidency? FTX. How'd that work out? There's your example. Perfect.
Here's your sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not good. Not good.
No, well,
You know,
I mean, it
you
can
know that's
be.
part of that's something we should all bake into our plan, Dad. Is what's your bribe number? Okay, price here, crypto price here.
Yeah.
If the government comes to you and is like, hey man, like you should really give us those. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. Go make love to yourself. And then they come back and they're like, okay, well, we see you're pretty bright, and you're not like the others. So what's your price, sir? And what's that number for everybody? What's the real value? We talk, so we're the Army family here of XRP. What are you really willing to let it go for now? That's the price.
Yeah.
That's what the price is.
Yeah.
It's just true. It's gotta be the truth for us, because when we're only allowed to buy 10% of it, with 10% of our salary, we can only buy 10% of it, and then they own 90% of it, and it just keeps
Yeah.
it's I don't like being pessimistic. It's not who I am. It's not what I do. I love people and animals in the world. That's me.
Yeah.
Where I do get pessimistic with all of this is, the oh man, I haven't done enough to secure enough for the people around me and myself, because of where it's going. And where it's going is, money printer go on. It only gives them more of the ability to buy all of it. And then what?
Yep.
Then they have this impenetrable, unbelievable trade system, and then you're again the customer. And that's what I've been thinking about it all week, to be honest. That's Brent's rant. Usually
Yeah.
more positive, but I think the positivity in that is becoming educated, and it's understanding what you have.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like you're talking about, Dad. It's like, why would I want that when I could have this?
Yeah.
And I'm there. I'm like
Yeah.
completely there. It's like, woo, I want the most appreciating, the best, most influential blockchain. I want all of those things. All
Right.
that's what I want to invest in personally,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's and
and I want to
it's
keep it.
it's based upon your knowledge of understanding what's happening. You've got your eyes open. You're
Mhm.
you're you're listening to what's going on in the world. And I I had a great conversation with a lady last night, and she's a fan of the show, and she's a big fan of precious metals, and so am I in a lot of ways, and I get that. But she's also anti Bitcoin and very much pro XRP and a few other coins. And I don't care what coin you got, I really don't. Doesn't matter to me. But
Mhm.
anyway, when she hit me with this, oh well, I don't even understand Bitcoin, so I don't deal with it. It's too expensive. I don't get it. And I'm like, well, okay, that's cool, but now you sound like the person that you're talking to on the street who's like uninformed about crypto, and you're trying to explain things to these people, and you have to be really patient with people, and you have
Yeah.
to say, listen, this is an opportunity. And then like I explained to her, I said, well, let's remember now, okay, the BIS is buying Bitcoin. Swiss bankers are buying Bitcoin. Like German banking is illegal to own it and buy it there. Like this is ETFs in America. ETFs now in Hong Kong are buying this thing. There's
Hmm.
I had just looked at the other day, 800 million dollars worth of coins being purchased daily, right? And you're like, what does that tell you? I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that about the coin Bitcoin. What I'm saying is, what does it tell you? It tells you they're willing to say, I'd rather own a Bitcoin. I'd rather own an Ethereum. I'd rather own an XRP coin than a dollar. That's what it's telling you. And that's the big picture that a lot of people don't get. They're not getting the fact that corporations and governments are saying, I don't want the dollar, I want this other asset that duplicates the use of money. That's what's called value. That's it's not number go up against the dollar. It's the fact that big players in the world are going, I don't want the dollar, I'll take the Bitcoin. I'll take the XRP. Give it to me. I'd rather have that because I know what they're going to do with the other one. I know it sounds like a simple thought process, but it's so complicated for people to understand.
Yeah.
So complicated. Like when I tell people, "Oh yeah, I'm up 150% on my portfolio or something," they look at, "Why wouldn't you sell?"
Yeah.
Because, like, hello,
Mhm.
how do you
Yeah.
think it got to 150% up?
Right. Because it's valuable. I
Because it's
saw the
worth
value in
millions of
it and I
dollars.
held it
Yeah.
and
What
away
if
it
I
went.
if I'd sold it at 75% up, it could have never gotten to 150. I don't know. It's such a simple like concept for most of us in this space, but
Yeah.
it's really tricky, guys. Really tricky to tell people that the dollar, because everybody exchanges everything with dollars or pesos, wherever you're at, for
Mhm.
whatever it is they want. Yeah. Yep.
Cody says, I'll trade all my XRP for treasury bonds. Psych!
Right. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what I'm
Brilliant.
gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get right on that.
Slave says, I'll take the Finternet over fiat. I love it.
Yeah.
And we are in for a wild ride, brother. I like
Oh
that
man.
comment. We are in for a ride. Do y'all remember it was like 3, 4 years ago when professional athletes were starting to ask for Bitcoin instead of money on their contracts, like for their payouts? And there was a few players in the NFL I remember that did that, and they were they were like, mocked. They were just mocked,
Yeah.
and I wonder if that would be the same today. I wonder, like, I think it would, but with what we're all talking about now and what we're seeing come to fruition, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'd like to take my salary in crypto.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, like, and it's something that Rao said to me, and something my dad says to me. It's like hedge against inflation, right? But that's just one of many ways to look at. Okay, I want something that appreciates. I want something that's like I can visualize it's going to be valuable in the future.
Yeah.
Those like mentalities now, it's like that's what I'm excited to work for. That's what I'm excited to save for. That's what I'm
Right.
excited to learn how to do.
Yeah.
And
One of
and
my
for some of you, like real quick, Dad, for some of you, like I saw a comment in there. It's like, man, I'm 60. Like I don't have time to, screw around with this. Like I hope this thing starts chugging, and I hope that for you too.
yeah,
Like I
we're
understand that as a 38-year-old in this space. It's like I want my parents to do well in it, even more than I want to do well in it myself. And so it's like, how do you do that? You
Yeah.
do your research, and I guess you own it.
Yeah. One of the my favorite comments, I don't remember who initiated it, but I anyway, it's a really cool comment. And that is, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're shorting it. You're betting against it. Is
Mhm.
essentially what you're doing. If you don't own XRP, you're betting against it. You're betting on the dollar instead of Bitcoin. That's what you're doing. And when you put it in that frame, you're like, oh, okay. Well, I think Raoul's report said Bitcoin's actually beaten in the last decade gold by 99%, the NASDAQ by 99% in the last decade. Like you're betting against that happening in the next decade.
Wow.
Like, good luck. Like,
Yeah.
good luck to you, but you're shorting something that's been ballistic. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like taking a short right now with Nvidia. Okay,
Mhm.
shorting Tesla. All right, okay, maybe, yeah. Hey,
Mhm.
I got to acknowledge XRP Elementary here.
Yeah.
Were you the? I'm terrible with names. Were you the guy who was at the show? The young man that I met at the show? I can't. I met a guy that was. I want to say he was 13, 14 at the show. And I just got to shake his hand. I was just like, there was 10 of us around. I was like, I got to meet this kid, man. And I didn't get a chance to talk to him because you were talking to somebody else way more important than me, evidently. No, you were talking to, yeah, which was about half the people there. Um, I want to say you were talking to Brad Kimes, and I walked up to you and shook your hand. I don't know. Anyway, it was a young man who was at the show in Vegas, and I was hoping that was him. Um, let's Oak. No, it won't dump. It'll dump overnight for 72 hours, maybe, and it'll go right back up. Um,
Unknown last name, welcome in. Dexterous, welcome in. J Crypto, good to see you again. Loving the comments. RJ, welcome in. Um, got some new folk, got some old folk. I love it.
yeah,
Um, thank you all for being here with us. There's 90 of us in here now. 92, and
wow.
we couldn't wish or want more for all of you than we do. Um, it's some of the choices we've made on the channel and the things that we talk about. It's can this community thrive? um, and can we be open minded and listen to other communities? And that's gonna stay the goal. It's about all of us here.
Um,
If you got good stuff, bring it, especially in the live chat. Bring it. We
yeah.
all want to get smarter. We all want to understand this more.
Armando, this is the second time you posted that. First of all, we don't shill coins on this, especially in the chat, because I like our comment section in every video is just full of shilling, and it's so frustrating. I don't know if it's a bot. I don't know if you're real, Armando. I don't know any of that stuff. So, um, not cool shilling. Whatever you're shilling. This is a fun Sunday here. We're having a good time
Mhm.
as a family. And if somebody is interested, go ahead, check it out. But just because of things like that, I don't look them up.
There's a crypto creator dad that I traced back. He created a video, and then he must have created a bot to like infiltrate. like our chat and some other ones. You know, he just blew us up with like spam comments basically. And I traced this code thing that he was selling back to this particular video that he created. Man, everybody, I wanted to go medieval on his ass. Like I wanted to just blow all the bells and whistles and like, and at the end of the day I didn't, because it was like, well, I can just delete this and this person will never, you know, be able to respond on here, which I hate doing. But it was also that we don't need crap. We all live and have lived through a system of crap. We like it, you know, to where we all think the Matrix is like the coolest movie in the world. You know, so it's like, can we ascend out of the crap, Armando? Can we
Yeah.
ascend out, you know, boom, you know, we
Yeah.
none of us need that. None of us need that.
If you're real,
Or
Armando,
at least
tell us.
in that way. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you've got something for us, but
Yeah.
let's come at it the right way, man.
Yeah. Where's your bouncer, Joanna? Right. By the way, if you guys are interested, you guys should get in here and if you are looking for a wrench, some people are into that kind of thing. But if you want to be a moderator, post it down below. There's only a couple, 2, 3 people in here that I would actually at this point trust being a
Hmm.
yeah
Yeah.
a wrench, if you will, not a winch, a wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joanna, Landon, and Cody would be the first three I'd think of. Speaking of Money Paradise and his wife, Jesse Retro, are in the house.
Nice.
If you all are into tarot reading and healing stuff like we are, check out Jesse Retro on YouTube. I love it. I think she's hilarious. And I also get so much from her messages because I'm into that kind of thing. And I'm open to spirit in any way it wants to come in. So
Yeah.
love your show, Jesse. And
Yeah.
thank you for letting me talk to your husband for 4 hours at a time. I appreciate it.
We actually have a I don't know. Some people are into tarot reading, some people aren't. Some people think it's hocus pocus. Some people think it's dark light, whatever your deal is. Okay. We also have another very close family friend member who is starting a channel, and she's going to be reading tarot cards as well. And that's coming up. And she's it's going to be really cool to watch what she does, because that channel's going to blow up. I'm telling you right now.
It's an unbelievable idea.
It is, and it's going to be just fun. And if you guys are into that kind of thing, we'll send it to you. But I saw a comment up here that I get a lot of, and I need to address this. It was Glenn Horta. XRP is not going to be an ETF, not a security, but an API. I agree with it is an API and it is not a security. However, Bitcoin is not a security and it's an ETF. I know that's controversial, but they've both been declared commodities in this country. I also want to remind everybody that there is already a XRP ETF in Europe. Look it up. So I'd have to say that I think one day, I don't know if anytime soon, but this bull market's going to get crazy, guys, over this next year and a half. And I really believe that to be true. So do I think they're going to rule it out? No. But I do think it's kind of one of those things where they might lump it together with some other coins, such as XLM would be a perfect little marriage. But I do believe that XRP will one day be an ETF. I think these all will be. The top coins, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Wall Street can't sell anything to anybody under 40 anymore. Uh, that all your 401ks are supporting stocks. All of them. That's all they do. There's nobody, unless you're a trader on Robinhood, that's going in there and buying stocks. Like nobody's doing that. Nobody wants to do that. So
Mhm.
they have to find a way to create new products for people to purchase. Well, here you come. Here we go. Here we go. And by the way, people in Wall Street, they'll sell you anything. Trust me. They'll sell you whether or not the dog is going to urinate on the fire hydrant in the next 2 minutes. They'll sell that. They're not above it.
Mhm.
Like it blows me away when people tell me, "Oh, well, you have to be a licensed person, and you have to only go through an accredited person." And like, have you ever seen the?
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen like? Have they ever made a Wall Street movie to where any person in the firm was like, "Well, we need to take care of the people first." Like that's not part of the script ever.
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it would be fiction.
Mhm.
Like nobody would believe that. Yet we're
Yeah.
supposed to go to them for advice about how to screw us over? Like those days are going away. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not doing that anymore.
Especially with like media outlets and communities like this. It's like
Right.
we all used to just watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC if we
Yeah.
wanted news, right?
Yeah.
It's like no, 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 no. All the secrets, all the discernment away from the lying and the BS. It's like it's here. It's you
Yeah.
and it's Alan and Brent and then
Right.
we man. I want everybody to have all the truth. That's something my dad and I don't really totally agree on. I just give everybody the truth and I just we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like that's how valuable it is to me. But at least we can not lie to each other. And how do we do that? We stay humble and we stay open-minded and we try to listen and learn and okay, well, if that is going to do that, then what about this? Like we're all a bunch of scientists in a room and NASA, trying to build an air filter together out of junk. Like it's not like we can't do it, and I don't care what the problem is. I really don't. There's when Crypto Bob said it, and I'm really appreciative for the comments and you being in here, Crypto Bob. But it's we say it a lot, Dad. Like-minded people are come into these spaces. It's like people
Oh,
like what we're talking about, so they come, right?
mhm.
Um, and what's so cool about that is like you and I are solution people, and we want to see outcomes for people, and we want people to help us see outcomes, and it's going to be really important in the future. It's always been important to do that, but
Yeah.
we've been under just this mind control and just taught nothing in schools and just nonsense. It's just that's the problem with
Yeah.
blind faith is it's usually nonsense.
Yeah.
And
You just you just you have to own assets. You just have to anymore. You have like that's how I know Wall Street's going to do really well with crypto because
mhm,
everybody and their brother has to stay above inflation now. And that I mean that's what Raul's whole video was about. I would think I want to call it I think it was called Masterclass or something like that. Anyway,
yeah,
you guys should look it up. But um but the whole thing is about the fact that people are looking for a return. You have to that's exactly why Michael Saylor got into Bitcoin. I know there's all kind of conspiratorial things that said he did some other stuff and you know I gotta say this about this. Okay. I had this discussion with this lady that I was talking with last night, and she's very anti Bitcoin. And okay, cool, whatever. But
Mhm.
she said, well, I'm starting to wrap my head around Bitcoin. So can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah. So she called, we traded number, and I talked to her for a while, quite a while. And the thing was, that was hard for me to understand is she had made her mind up about somebody that she didn't know anything about. So she had heard from a lot of people about what an idiot Michael Saylor is. And I've seen the comments in my chat all the time. Michael Saylor, LOL. That pops up a lot. Like if I bring up his name. Well, here's the thing. The guy's smart. Like really freaking smart. Okay? On a level of smart times 10 of anybody I know. Okay? So when you say, well, he's just an idiot, or he's shilling something, or his parents work for the CIA. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Well, let me ask you one thing. That man spent nearly $1 billion so far. I don't know if you guys even know this story. And he calls it the Sailor Academy. Do you know what it is? It's free college education, the finest he can find across the face of the planet in any subject that you can come up with. He's about to wipe out MIT, the school in which he graduated with a master's from. Do you understand what kind of legacy that is of a man? Do you know when you die and you look back at stuff that you've done in your life, or before you die, you look back at stuff like that, that will, like, how many I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm going to call somebody out. Is Brad Garlinghouse doing that? I'm just asking, because I don't know anybody doing that. Is Bill Gates doing that? Is Elon Musk doing that? Is any billionaires doing that? And if you don't like the man, you don't like the man. But don't listen to somebody tell you who someone is, okay? Because he's doing stuff with his profits, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
he's got a couple of yachts. Yeah, his dad looked like he worked for the CIA. Yeah, he went to aeronautical engineering school. He has his master's in air. He wanted to be a fighter pilot. Yeah, all of those things look like he was part of the man in the system, which he probably is. But the bottom line is what he did with his life and what he's doing currently with his life is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible stuff. I don't know the
Mhm.
man, never met the man. I can usually talk about a lot of people in firsthand, but I can't with him. Yeah. So just be careful when I hear other people tell me, oh, he's a Bitcoin maxi, write him off. Write him off. Like,
Mhm.
man, really? Okay. All right.
He
Just,
he's
yeah.
he's so eloquent, and I don't care how much people disagree with him. I look for the details, like the things that he says. We could use a guy like that in crypto in general,
Yeah.
like really smart. But it's like the way he's gotten in and treated, his investments in this. Like it feels so, 20 years ago, Dad. It feels so
Yeah.
like uh like he was that guy like the guys that shorted um all the mortgage backed securities and all that. Like it feels like he's that guy. And so it's like the reversal of like he's going to diversify. Like
Yeah.
it will eventually make sense to a guy like that to diversify. He's still got to sell Bitcoin because nobody's paying for with it right now, unless you're in
Yeah.
like El Salvador or
No, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you still got to. That's what his company went all in on, and so he has to continue to sell that. But to count him out as a crypto person, that's a really good point, Dad.
Yeah. I just found it so interesting because like his whole story in 2020 was, well, I had $500 million in cash, and I'm like, and my country printed 40% more money in 1 year. And it was like, what? I got to earn 40% to keep up with my shareholders' profits. How do I do that? And that's what he came up with Bitcoin, which is getting back to what Ralph Paul was talking about, which is what beat gold and what beat NASDAQ? Bitcoin, right? In the last decade. So he came to the same conclusion. He was like, well, I better buy Bitcoin because it's the only thing that's beating inflation, right? Especially the way they're printing it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys noticed, that's the third same post by Armando. That's a bot. That's got to
Oh,
be.
no.
Yeah.
We've been infiltrated.
Like, okay,
With his
Armando, what color are my eyes
head.
other than red?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. Anyway, enough about him. There's so many great people in crypto, guys. So many amazing, great people. Um, like, and people, we have interviews coming up. I'm sending them to Brent. I know it's been a snail's pace at getting these things out, but we have met some people who are just like everybody in this chat right here,
Mhm.
who are, you guys are amazing, man. I talk about this. I talked about this in the last couple of videos. You know way more about crypto than Wall Street does. You know more than bankers do. You know more than anybody in the public knows. Do you know what that's going to be invaluable to you going forward? It's just
Yeah.
insane where you're at right now. You've never had an opportunity like this in your whole life. Like you just never have, because I know I'm probably older than most of you, and I've never had anything like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
the issue, to answer your question, Atlantic, the, I love how you phrase it too. It's like, hey fellas, how about some of that Vegas content, huh?
yeah,
Come on, baby. Uh, uh, my dad is having to send it to me over the internet, and his internet is not great because he lives in a very cool place.
yeah.
And so those downloads have failed and worked, and it's been a mess. It's been a mess, but a happy mess, because when they do come out, it's going to be so exciting. It's going to be what you were just talking about, Dad. It's you're going to get to see these people and what they're interested in talking about and sharing about,
Yeah.
uh, and who they love in their life, and some really good stuff.
And it's
We just finished editing the Zach Rector one. We interviewed Zach Rector and his wife. We got to put that up this week, Dad. Um, and then yeah, we're gonna have Dave and Judy. We're gonna have 5 different crew members. And so that's all coming. We all wish it came sooner. So bear with us.
yeah. No, guys, I do have Starlink. At where I'm at right now, it is Starlink, but my mainframe computer is up at the house. This is an office down below. So yeah, I could unhook my whole desktop and bring it down here, but like it's such a pain in the neck. So I'm just like, I'm busy. That's not the only thing I do in my life is download video. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it's um somebody had a great question. But yeah, thanks, Becky. I do have Starlink actually, and one half of the property. Yeah.
Oklahoman point of view. Really good to have you in. Appreciate you. Um,
Stay safe, brother. On those tornadoes. I was saying I don't know how many people caught Brad Kime's show that we recorded last week. Okay. That's what it was. Somebody was talking about, that's what I want to see is more Vegas stuff. No, it's not Vegas stuff. It's people we interviewed while we were in Vegas. We didn't even talk about Vegas when we were doing the interviews. So we can release them at any time. It's people videos. It's people in crypto. and there's a couple of them that are in this chat that you guys are going to know who they are after we finally get the damn thing posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Conscious Contact, a, he and Secret Weapon, and there's some Sean coming, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so not just YouTube people, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, B man, I just feel sorry for Elizabeth when your dad becomes an international superstar. However, she's a wonderful lady, great head of hair, and I'm sure she will keep the old man in check. Oh, you have no idea how in check my stepmother can keep the two of us at any given time. It's impressive.
We're no
It,
match.
we're no match for her
No.
talents.
No.
She's
My
yes.
wife has had a tough week. We've all had a tough week around the farm here, and we're not really ready to talk about it yet. But it's been a tough week on Elizabeth. But
Mhm.
no, she's the glue that holds the three of us together. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
know you were
she's
kidding
awesome.
in the thing because I won't be an international star. That is not what's going to happen to this man. I got too many
Yeah,
fun things I want to do. You
yeah,
notice I only do 2 or 3 videos a week, right?
yeah.
I was
It's
it
good.
was funny, I was talking behind the camera with Brad Kimes, and he is like, "Have you considered doing a little bit more content?" And I was like, "Yeah, I considered it."
I thought about
Next
it once.
next question.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, it's not like this isn't what I wanna do the rest of my life. I mean, it's what I wanna do the rest of my life with you guys, but I'm not looking for 1,000,000 subscribers. That's not at all what I
No,
wanna do.
that's a
I'd
bad.
rather have I like 20,000. I'd like to get to that. We're real close, and then I'd like to kinda plateau right there, and all of us just make it happen.
Make
I
it
don't
happen.
need I don't need 200 grand. I really don't. I
No,
I I
all
don't
the
know what the
haters show up.
difference is. Yeah,
And we wouldn't want to ruin that vibe that we all have now.
yeah,
It's like
uh,
so cool.
yeah. I'll tell you what's happening though. Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why, but our viewership, you don't go by subs, you go by how many views you get, which we've always done really well on. And thank you all very much for watching.
Mhm.
Um, but what happened is it was peaking like a month or two ago when Bitcoin went to its all-time highs. But it's on the decline. Like everybody's channels are on the decline right now. And that just tells me that we're about ready to have a bull market. That's what that
Mhm.
tells me. We're about to go up. Because every time it starts to go down and human interest drops off, it just it takes off again. So yeah. Uh
Slave asks you if once we're all multimillionaires, will you still be a yacht captain?
no.
There is a
Sorry.
there is uh, Dad and I kind of want a similar boat, and it's not completely out of the equation of being able to get said boat. But then, you're buying a boat, man. So,
Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure which one of us would talk the other one out of it first. Like
yeah,
you rent the boat, you know.
right.
Like, yeah, and but my dad and I will always be of use on a yacht if
It
needed. If things go south, we will always be pretty steady.
yeah.
Uh, I've seen my dad be incredibly steady on a boat, and that's where I learned it from.
Yeah, it's you know it's sort of like everything else. It's like I'll always be a captain. You know what I mean? It's like, even if I never drive another boat again, you're just a captain. You know, that's who you call me. So it's just what you are. You can't take it out of, the person. It's sort of like once you're a doctor, even though you're retired being a doctor, you're a doctor. Lawyers, same sort of thing. Yeah. My good buddy down the street here is an electrician, and he can't even get around anymore, but he's an electrician. That's who he is. Yeah. Crypto Bob, thanks for the really kind words. I appreciate that. Um, that's cool. I
Yeah.
I I like
Yeah,
that.
I just wrote back to Bob. Yeah, I will. I will never not let this thing belong to all of us. Um, that was the one promise, when we started it in the very beginning was I will never not let it be my father's. That is like he and I are never disconnected from it. We're not
No.
against one another. Like he could have it if he wanted it. Like, here you go, Dad. It's yours. And that kind of partnership is what you got to do with family. Like you got to make those promises and things in your head that it's like, if it's my dad who thrives in this thing, you let him thrive, and he
Yeah.
has. And like my brain's in other stuff, that I really want to do, and so it's like, how can I support him? How do you be Robin? How do you be the boy wonder in this? And
Yeah.
it's I love my dad so much that it's easy. It's easy to do. It's easy to take a back seat and be like, wow, dude, you just crushed that, you know?
Yeah.
But I've got so much love to bring, and I've got so much kind of awareness and all of that, that I'm going to glue this whole thing together for a very long time. Because we all deserve that. We all deserve that kind of community. And that's what I think about Crypto Bob. I'm not just here protecting it for my dad. It's I'm here trying to glue us all together so that we can all help hand each other the gold nuggets. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he and
No,
I still aren't even getting paid. You know what I mean? Like for doing all this. It's not. This is a real value wealth building thing.
yeah.
And it's the community first.
And we have, believe it or not, we're working hard in the back scenes, and I know we say that a lot, but we're real close. Elizabeth and I filmed something the other day, and unfortunately it got deleted. We worked really hard on it. She's worked really hard on this. Um, and it's very I'm so excited about it all because it's really going to change a lot of people's lives. And I just can't wait to introduce you guys to it. Many of you already know what it all is, infinite banking system. And I really want you guys to get this under your belt. And we're going to take it real slow, and we're going to teach everybody what we got going on. And it's going to be really a lot of fun for you guys to understand. And it's going to change your life. It's already starting to change my life now. So yeah, we're going to do it as economically as possible for everyone to get their lives under control, because it's time you became your own bank. You just need to do that. And it's more important than ever, especially when you start making money off crypto. It's like, what am I going to do with it all? Holy smokes, I better get a game plan going. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did I just say plan? No, what is that? It's a concept I've heard of before, but I don't know what it is. Yeah. I'm not big on those. Not big on plans, guys, but
Chuck,
yeah.
oh my God, what a great comment. Chaka, Alan is definitely Batman. He's got the red phone.
Yes. Yes. I have the red phone,
That is so good. That
and
is so good.
I left it there intentionally. So, yeah.
Where's your link for the Patreon? Go to Staple Crew, the
Dot
Staple
info.
Crew dot info. The Staple Crew dot info in your
Mhm.
Google search will go directly to our
Yeah.
Patreon page.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, good call, Becky. Buying a farm is not a bad idea. Uh, uh,
yeah, definitely looking after myself more than ever, Bob. 100%. Um, you can be too empathetic, and you can be too um, you can involve yourself too much in other people's lives, and when their lives don't align with your who you are, can be a mess, can be a real mess. And so you have to, yeah, make your own plan if you have to, but make sure and always be yourselves, everybody, in whatever relationship you're in. It's so important. Just be
yeah,
you.
yeah,
And you'll find the ones who love you, and you'll find the ones who don't. And it's just it's how it
yeah.
goes.
Masterclass. Oh yeah, yeah. Elizabeth and I did one the other night. I thought it was really good, really good. Well, she's in the video, so you knew it was good. But we erased it because I have big thumbs. All my fingers are thumbs. I think something
Oh
like that.
no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
Becky wants to get that farm where the kids can live on it, and then play some golf. And I'm just wondering, Becky, if it's cool if I live like adjacent to you on the the neighboring farm, and maybe we play some golf together. That that would be great. I played this last week, and I played pretty good, pretty darn good. I picked up right where I left off, basically. So,
Yeah.
and,
That
and
means we're
that's
gonna
and that's usually not the same splattery enchilada, unfolded lawn chair game that I typically break out, Dad.
right.
It's
Yeah.
the woods were working, the irons were working. This is the best I ever putt. It was the best you've ever seen me putt through
Yeah.
10 holes. I was like huge. Like I don't think I hit one putt, but I don't think I three putted. I
Yeah.
left everything like there.
Yeah.
Is it summer yet?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Uh,
Bueller?
yeah. Yeah. I've never been to Myrtle Beach in a boat. I've been all around it. I've been to Hilton Head Island, and I was in Charleston for 8 or 9 months. 9 months, I think it was. Um, yeah, Becky, I'm a 3 wood guy myself. Love the 3 wood. Um, yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, you won't be alone there.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love East Tennessee.
I want to
Fucking
go to Italy
Mississippi. I've
so
been
bad.
all through there.
Yeah.
So fun. So pretty too.
I
Super
I
pretty.
want to go to Italy so bad, but this person that has a big E, orange E, I don't I don't think she'd be coming with me. I don't know. I can't.
Vern, you're going to Italy.
I don't know. We gotta like sedate her to get her on a plane or something. I don't know how we.
That is that is the issue.
Well, there's other issues. We have a big farm here, and we have dogs and cats and a lot of moving parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'd love to go to Italy.
Um Ariella just got back from there, Dad.
Oh, nice.
He's going to grad school in Greece. This is
Really?
my this is
I
my
want to
like
be Ari when I
friend
grow up.
slash adopted sister, everybody.
Yeah,
Um yeah, she's
I
doing
want to
really
be
good.
Ari when I grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to
That's
be
who you
Ari.
want to be. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
They all moved to Georgia.
Did they?
They did. And that's
They
where
were
they want to start. Her best friend's mom and her best friend are creating a like a kind of a holistic healing clinic. But she wrote an entire like basically, imagine science meets spirit like kind of writing. It's amazing book, and you can't get copies right now, but I will talk about it in later shows. Um, it just the stuff that I was into at the time. It just totally aligned with me, and it's all about creating health. Healthy mentality, eating right, actually understanding your body, chemically and all that stuff. So they bought like 60 acres, Dad, and they're gonna put this like clinic on there eventually and just work at healing people.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of talking against the FDA and all the other three-letter agencies that
Yeah.
you know that would take the vitamin D out of our things and poison us on the side.
Becky, we have, I thought you caught it. Elizabeth actually typed it in there. We have a breed of pig called mule foot. They have a hoof like a mule. It's not cloven or whatever you call them. They're not a normal pig hoof. They're like a hoof. It looks kind of like a hoof of I don't know, a mule, I guess. A small mule. They're not very big. Yeah. They were really popular 100 years ago in this country, and they're no longer. They're almost extinct. They're dwindling fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I missed it. Anyway, I missed the
Yeah.
other question.
Yeah. Hoof deep Canada, baby. Too much beauty and resources here. Love it.
Yeah, Canada's lovely.
I still like to see it. I
You'll
have
be
not
there
been
one
to
day.
Canada.
Yeah, nobody likes airports. No. Yeah. Oh, Wayne, do not threaten me with a good time in Italy. That, yeah, the
What's about
Sorrento.
Bali?
Yeah, I've heard it's lovely. Yeah. Look, Ollie in the house. Nice. Is that the Ollie I met in Vegas? Or a different Ollie?
I wish I was better with names.
Well, it's tough when you meet a couple of hundred people,
It's really tough.
but Ollie sticks out. So yeah, I met an Ollie. I want to say he's from. Oh, okay. Sorry,
No,
brother.
no.
Yeah, there was a Ollie that I met, and I want to say they were from the Midwest somewhere, Missouri, something like that. It was 3 or 4 guys. Um, yeah. Anyway, I need to get moving here today, guys.
Yeah. Let's
I've
all
got I've got a
let's all
whole
go
Ollie
enjoy
on the
your
barbie.
extended weekend. If you're overseas, I hope you enjoy your Monday. And yeah, love being here with you all.
Yeah,
Dad, fine
Mike.
job as always. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, son. I always appreciate you being here with us, and
Mhm.
it's it. Those videos are coming to you people soon. Uh, and Brent's going to work on them, I guess, the next day or two. So hopefully they'll be loaded soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
but they're
Zach
not.
one's ready, so it should be this week on that. And then as soon as I get them edited in an hour or two and uploaded, so it'll be
Yeah.
soon. And we're excited for y'all to meet some of the crew. Um, anything else, Dad?
No, I'm just saying goodbye to everybody here. It's so cool. Everybody has such kind words for us, and it's really hard sometimes when people say such nice things about you that it's like, look, we're all the same here. You
Yeah.
know, thank you. I appreciate it, and thanks for
Mhm.
watching. Obviously, I probably, I'm just that stubborn. I probably even do the show even if nobody watched it. But
Right.
remember the early days, Brent, when
Oh yeah. Oh
nobody
yeah. I
watched?
do.
Yeah. It was like,
Um,
hey, that was a really good show. And wow, it got 4 views. Oh, damn. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know there was people like, even back then, like there was just people in the space like Slave and like Sean and like Landon,
Yeah.
that just it feels like they were like with us from the very beginning because they were looking for content and already into all this and trying to make it happen. And Becky's another one. And so
Yeah.
yeah, you all through your comments and your support have inspired us to not just keep going, but really want to make this thing special for us. Um, so anything you want to shoot to us, let us know. Any ideas, let's talk about them. Think about what you want to talk about next week, and Dad and I will be brushing up, and we'll get into it. Thank you, Crypto Mountain Man. Thank
Yeah.
you. Can't wait
Thanks.
to meet.
Becky, feel better before you travel, girl. I
Yeah.
have I have a feeling you're gonna start feeling better here soon. That's what I think. Yep. Crypto Bob, thanks for the kind words. Yep. Brad Kimes interview. I once a month, something like that. I think I'm gonna be on his show. I don't know. We don't have a signed contract. The next time I'm on there, I will go a little deeper. We we were just sort of, who's Alan, what's Alan, what is, sugarcoating over the top kind of. It was very generic interview.
Hmm.
But yeah. All right, guys. With that,
Have a
we
nice weekend, everybody. Have a nice weekend, Oak.